Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson may be one of the most beloved and bankable stars on the planet, but even Hollywood's biggest biceps can't bench press away controversy. From wrestling rings to movie sets, from Instagram scandals to teenage run-ins with the law, Johnson's journey has had its fair share of rocky terrain. So grab your protein shake and settle in here, as surprising times The Rock was not exactly rolling smooth. Flexing the truth. Long before Dwayne Johnson became a global icon and walking action figure, he was just a college athlete at the University of Miami, trying to muscle his way into the NFL. Like many young athletes chasing dreams, he admitted to experimenting with steroids in his late teens. In a 2009 interview, he recalled, "Me and my buddies tried it back in the day when I was 18 or 19, sounding more like someone sheepishly admitting to peeking at their Christmas presents early than dabbling in performance enhancers." Since then, Johnson has staunchly credited his superhuman physique to intense workouts, strict discipline, and good old-fashioned hard work. But that has not stopped the steroid rumors from shadowing him like a protein shake at breakfast. After all, maintaining a body that looks like it was carved from granite 24/7 is bound to make people curious. Still, Johnson continues to shrug off the speculation, sticking to his story. No shortcuts, just sweat. Before the fame. It's almost unbelievable. But before Dwayne Johnson was flexing for cameras and charming the world, he was keeping mall security on their toes. Growing up in Hawaii, a young Johnson found himself caught up in a cycle of trouble stealing, fighting, and swiping valuables from unsuspecting tourists to pawn for quick cash. By the age of 17, he had been arrested more times than most people have changed gym memberships. But instead of hiding that chapter of his life, Johnson embraced it. He wove those early struggles into his sitcom Young Rock, turning past mistakes into heartfelt, humorous, and often emotional storytelling. "I get shook. I get teary-eyed," he admitted in an interview with Entertainment Tonight. And honestly, so do we, because it's not just about how far he's come, but how honestly he shares the ride. The copyright lawsuit that nearly tackled Johnson. In 2015, Johnson co-produced the HBO series Ballers, a behind-the-scenes drama set in the ruthless world of pro football. The show scored with fans and critics, but it also scored a legal challenge. Two screenwriters, Everett Silas and Sherry Littleton, sued Johnson, fellow producer Mark Wahlberg, and HBO for allegedly copying their script off-season. They claimed their concept had been pitched years earlier and wanted a cool $200 million for their troubles. The legal drama didn't last long. Within a year, a judge punted the lawsuit out of court, ruling it completely baseless. Still, it was a close call and an expensive one, if things had gone differently. Furious friendships. In the high-octane world of Fast and Furious, the drama doesn't stop when the cameras do. In 2017, co-star Tyrese Gibson went pedal to the metal on Dwayne Johnson, at least on social media. The reason? Johnson had signed on for the spin-off Hobbs and Shaw, which Gibson claimed delayed production of F9. He did not hold back, publicly calling Johnson selfish and blaming him for derailing the franchise's timeline. "He's the reason we're pushing the release date back," Tyrese told TMZ, sounding more like a frustrated rideshare passenger than a street racer. But in true bro movie fashion, the feud eventually screeched to a halt after a long overdue phone call. Cooler heads and bigger paychecks prevailed, with Tyrese later admitting they were working on repairing their friendship. Nothing mends a broken bromance quite like a billion-dollar franchise and the promise of more explosions. Diesel-fueled drama. Among the many speed bumps in the Fast and Furious franchise, the feud between Dwayne Johnson and Vin Diesel stands out like a pothole on a racetrack. Their behind-the-scenes tension has become the stuff of Hollywood legend, two alpha personalities, one over-reb set. Diesel once claimed in a Men's Health interview that his tough love approach helped coach Johnson into better acting. Johnson, ever the diplomatic muscle machine, told Rolling Stone that their professional styles were fundamentally different, code for "we don't mix like NOS and soda." In 2021, Diesel tried to extend an olive branch with a public Instagram plea for Johnson to return for the franchise's final film. Johnson's response: a polite but pointed shutdown. Vin's recent post was an example of his manipulation. He told CNN translation, "Don't expect them to be sharing a barbecue in the backyard with the rest of the Fast family anytime soon." Wrestling words get real. Before they were Hollywood heavyweights, Johnson and John Cena were WWE rivals who blurred the line between script and reality. From 2010 to 2012, their verbal jabs got increasingly personal, with Cena once admitting, "It got pretty heated and it got pretty personal." For fans, it was epic. For the wrestlers, a bit awkward. Luckily, both stars eventually squashed the beef. These days, they exchange barbs more gently, like two alpha Labradors who've learned to share the same red carpet. Spotify scandals and Rogan regrets. In 2020, Joe Rogan landed a massive $200 million exclusivity deal with Spotify, which seemed like a win for both parties until controversy came crashing in. The podcast host faced widespread criticism for spreading misinformation about the COVID-19 vaccine, prompting artists like Neil Young to yank their music from the platform in protest. As the situation escalated, Rogan released a video defending his actions. Dwayne Johnson jumped into the fray with what seemed like support, commenting, "Great stuff here, brother. Perfectly articulated." However, things took a sharp turn when clips of Rogan using racial slurs in the past resurfaced. The backlash was swift, and Johnson found himself on the defensive. Realizing the full scope of the controversy, he quickly distanced himself and tweeted, "Learning moment for me, proving that even megastars can get caught in the whirlpool of social media missteps." He said fast, she said, lawsuit. Hollywood may sparkle on the surface, but for Dwayne Johnson, it's been more of a glittery obstacle course. Beyond the high-octane movie sets and photo ops, he's had to navigate a minefield of lawsuits, trauma, and the occasional co-star meltdown. One such bump? A copyright lawsuit over Ballers, where the creators of an unproduced script claimed Johnson's show stole their idea. Spoiler alert, the judge tossed it faster than The Rock tosses a bad guy through a wall. Still, it was a reminder that even in Hollywood, success comes with strings, paperwork, and the occasional legal plot twist. Through it all, Johnson's mastered the art of staying cool under pressure and somehow never getting a hair out of place. A career built on clashes. Dwayne Johnson may smile like a toothpaste ad and sell tequila like a pro, but don't let the charm fool you. His road to superstardom is paved with more feuds than a reality TV reunion. From his wrestling rivalries with John Cena, to trading jabs with Vin Diesel, to catching flack from Tyrese Gibson, The Rock's been in more beefs than a BBQ pit. Even the gym bros have probably thrown shade at his gains. But here's the thing: conflict seems to fuel him. Like a true WWE veteran, Johnson doesn't just survive drama. He suplexes it into a motivational monologue. The man could probably turn a Twitter spat into a TED talk. Why we still love The Rock. For a guy nicknamed The Rock, Dwayne Johnson sure knows how to evolve. He's battled legal drama, steroid whispers, friendship fallouts, and a teenage criminal record that reads like the plot of a bad after-school special. Yet through it all, he's managed to become one of the most admired, relatable stars in the world. Why? Because he owns his story, flaws, fights, and all, and still shows up like it's leg day every day. His life has more plot twists than a soap opera, but somehow he makes it look like a feel-good blockbuster. Whether he's lifting weights or lifting spirits, Johnson proves that even a rock can soften and shine. If you enjoyed diving into the wild side of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's journey, don't forget to smash that like button like it's leg day. Got thoughts on his feuds, fame, or flawless biceps? Drop them in the comments. We're all ears. For more celeb deep dives, scandals, and redemption stories, subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss an update.